Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday night, December 25th, 2015. Welcome everybody. And if you're wondering why I'm inside, two reasons. Number one, it's raining out. Number two, it's dark out. It gets dark about 4:30 this time of year and I'm running late. And if you don't believe me, take a look. Okay guys, I want you to see this. The rain continues to fall, no let up in sight. You can hear it, listen to it. Unfreaking believable, man. You can even see the water cascading down the block. Let me try and zoom in on that. Look at that. Non-stop. So yeah, guys, I come out every week and tell you how miserable the weather is. It's worse than ever. We have not had a sunny day this week. It's phenomenally bad. Rain every day at some point. No break in the cloud cover. None whatsoever. It's raining tonight. Tomorrow, Saturday, it's going to rain all day. Sunday, it's going to rain on and off. They basically said, we're not going to get any sun whatsoever, period. The only positive thing, it's been the mildest December on record since records were kept. Okay? Now, it's about 60 degrees now on December 25th. That is crazy. Let me just see what this eBay person wants here. Okay, I'll answer that question as soon as I'm done with this video. Today's topics, guys, we're going to do a little rehash about last week's video, and we're going to discuss your comments and concerns. I'm going to tell you some things that happened to me this week that I think you'll find of interest. I will discuss next week's video a little bit because it'll be the last video of the year. Okay, so let's do a real recap of this week's eBay events, both my stuff and your stuff. Firstly, I had an item not received case again. You know guys, I've been on eBay for 16 years and I never, ever get these item not received cases. Rarely ever. But I had like 3 of them this year in close succession. And once again, the tracking number showed that the item was delivered to the guy's house. And what eBay wants you to do, and what you always need to do, of course, is always upload your tracking. And if somebody does open one of these cases against you, don't do anything until you call eBay customer service. That is the first thing you must do, and you heard it from Crazy New York Driver. So my case was a little bit unusual last week because I got a message from the buyer last Friday evening at around 8:30. Now I was away last weekend. I wasn't here. I was elsewhere. So I got the message and I read it, and the person said to me, Joe, the tracking shows it was delivered to my house, but I don't have the package. I want you to send me a replacement item or give me my money back. Now that don't sound right. I know right away, you know, something doesn't sound right here. So, before I answered him, I was jumping in the shower. I said, let me take my shower, clear my head, and I'll think about how to phrase my response to the guy. Do you know, guys, in the 10 minutes it took me to take my shower, that quick, he went and opened the case against me. Item not received. I said, okay, he wants to go that route? That works for me. Now, I decided not to call. Normally I would call eBay customer service on the spot. But like I said, I wasn't here. I was out of town. I didn't want to call from an out-of-town phone. So the next day was Saturday. I drove back and went to work. and I called from work. I called in the morning and I was kept on hold for a good 20-25 minutes, which kind of surprised me. But I got a nice USA representative who was very knowledgeable and helpful. I explained the situation and he totally understood. He said no problem. He closed the case in my favor. He also told me something I didn't know, and I hope this is true, because I was telling him how I had this happen a couple of months ago where a person opened the case with eBay, lost, then went to PayPal, lost, and then went to his credit card company to try a chargeback. And he said to me that if a person opens a case with eBay and loses, and then opens a case with PayPal, they can never win, because PayPal will see that they lost with eBay. Same thing if they open a case with PayPal and they lose, and then they try and open it with eBay, they will never win. So I wanted to impart that to you guys and tell you that. Again, I have to assume this information is correct. This is what the eBay representative told me. If any of you guys think anything different, comment below. I want to hear about that. But if that is true, I think it's great. I think it's great. You shouldn't be able to go to the well more than once, all right? You can't be tried twice for murder, right? I mean, if you're not guilty, you're not guilty, all right? So I haven't heard anything back from this particular buyer yet. Maybe he found the item. Maybe his wife or girlfriend or whoever brought it in, because I find that is mainly the case. But yet I've heard on the news a lot, people have been getting arrested for stealing packages off people's front doorsteps, especially in the last couple of weeks. So there may be something to that as well. As you know, next week will be my last video of the year, and I started a contest a couple of weeks ago to guess what my feedback will be on January 1st, midnight, stroke of midnight. And I was talking to Gary the coin guy on the phone the other day, and his guess is, I think his guess is 99.24. So when I was talking to him, I looked at my feedback, and my feedback is 99.20 at this point. So I said, hey man, if I get 4 more feedbacks, you might well win. Because listen, it's only a week from today. How many feedbacks am I going to get? Keeping in mind the low percentage of buyers, even happy buyers, that leave feedback. So keep in mind, guys, those of you who are in the contest, my feedback right now is 99.20, but it's going to go up. We'll see what happens. It being a holiday week, I think I'll be getting a low amount of feedbacks, so we'll see how it goes. Anybody that guessed over 10,000, I really don't see you guys winning. Okay? I'm just saying. That's my hypothesis. This December 2015 was my busiest recorded eBay December in my history. In my 16 years on eBay, this has been my best December. And I thought about it as to what to attribute it to. And I had 3 possible scenarios in my head, and I have figured out, in my opinion, what it is. My first thought was that it had to do with the holiday season. You know, people buying stuff. But I quickly discounted that because I've been on eBay for 16 years, and I never had a bump in sales around the holidays. If anything, my sales went lower. So, X on that. My second hypothesis was that maybe eBay changed the search algorithm and that our items were appearing in search a little more readily. But I X that because in my last 2 weeks videos, I was reading your comments, and a lot of you guys are saying you're slower than last year or have just been slow this last 2 weeks. Now, some of you guys did have a big spike in sales, and I'm glad you did, but not everybody did. And the fact that not everybody did means that the spike is not being felt around the whole community. My third hypothesis which is the fact that several weeks ago, I started running a sale with Markdown Manager, 10% off on almost all my items. And it didn't click in right away, guys. I started running it maybe 3-4 weeks ago. And it took at least a week or a week and a half really to get rolling, but it's rolling. I've had good sales every single day. I haven't been shut out at all. What I'm advising you guys to do, you don't have to do it. I'm just saying try it. I'd like to see all you guys, especially you guys who are slow, run a 10% off or whatever percent you think you're comfortable with using Markdown Manager. I think most of you guys know how to do it, but if you don't know how to do it, let me know in the comments section if you think I should do a tutorial video, and I will do it. And I'll walk you through how to do a 10% off sale or 20%, whatever you guys want, through Markdown Manager. I highly recommend it, because when your items show, let's say a guy's looking at your item, let's say you have an item for $100 and you're running a 10% off sale. So it says $100 with a line through it, then it says 10% off, $90, you save $10. The people freaking love it. I highly recommend trying Markdown Manager. Guys, if it don't work for you, after a month or two, forget about it, don't worry. You can set the duration of your sale to any amount of time you want. You can do it for a day, a week, a month, whatever you want. Please try it. Your sales are going to go up just like mine. Another reason I'm late today is I was out earlier. It actually did not rain this morning, so I was out doing some location shooting for a video I'm going to try and make. I don't know if I'll get it up. You know, a lot of times I go out and I shoot these location videos and they never get made. I tell you, man, it's just crazy. But I'm going to try and get this one up. I know you like my New York City videos. A lot of people like them. Some don't. And that's okay. But I spent a lot of time in filming and taking pictures from the right angles and going underneath where most people don't go. So hopefully I'll get that in the can and get that up next week. In your comments last week, and I read all of them, some of you guys were a little surprised and mystified that I did so well with the Hess Toy truck deal. You know, guys, I guess it's just a matter of timing and luck. Like somebody wrote in and said that some of the 2013 Hess Toy trucks are only bringing $15 on eBay, half of what they sold for when they were new, and that's true. That is very true. You can never tell which ones are going to take off. I've been collecting them for years, and this caught me by surprise. It really did. I never saw this happening, but I can guarantee you next year I'm going to be buying more than 2 Hess Toy trucks. If I get stuck with them, I get stuck with them. I mean, they're only $33 each or thereabouts. You know, worst case scenario, I can dump some of them on eBay. I always like to keep 2 for my collection. I haven't replaced the 2 that I sold off yet because I'm waiting for the price to drop. It's already starting to drop, but nowhere near what I want to pay for them. And another thing, eBay made a happy holiday video thanking all of us, that's you guys, all of you, myself, all eBay sellers. I'm going to link to it in the comment box below, so you may want to click on it and watch the happy holiday thank you video from eBay, Devin Wenig and the gang. Griff's in it. I've been asked to pass that on to you, and I'm doing so. So guys, just think about it. This is technically the last eBay video I'm going to make for 2015. Next week's video will be made on Friday, January 1st, 2016. So like the sign says, I want every one of you guys to have a happy new year. I hope you guys can really do well on eBay in 2016. There's really no reason that you shouldn't. Granted, in 2015, there were some bumps. Mainly that stupid defect system that nobody liked. I don't know of any sellers that liked it. I didn't like it. All right? But eBay has changed it. Starting February the 20th, the new system takes place. It's a fair system, and it's going to be a lot easier for people to keep and retain top-rated seller status. I was able to keep the status even during the defects. At no point during the current defect system did I ever get above 0.81, I believe it was. And the critical mass for people in my caliber would be 2%. Anybody that goes worse than 2% defects would get booted off the top-rated seller gig. So at no point did I even hit 1%. And I'm not saying it was easy, guys, because it wasn't. But you do what you gotta do to make a living on eBay. So, that being said, I want every one of you guys to have a happy new year. Don't drink and drive, okay? Get a designated driver if you're having a shindig. And I will see you guys next Friday night, right here on the Crazy New York Driver Show, where I will announce the winner of the contest. And we'll just have to wait to see who it is. Thanks, guys. I'm Crazy New York Driver, you're not. Rock on. See ya.